If you're over 50, the wrong polo shirt can make you look wider, shorter, and older than you are. But the right polo fit can instantly make you look trimmer, taller, and more powerful, without changing a single thing about your body. Most men your age still treat polos like casual, sloppy weekend gear. They throw on whatever is in the closet and then wonder why they look boxy and tired. If that sounds familiar, stay with me. In this video, you'll learn 7 precise polo fit rules designed specifically for men over 50. You'll see exactly where the shoulders should sit, how long the sleeves should be, and how the body should skim your torso. No trends, no gimmicks. Just clear, simple guidelines so every polo you wear makes you look sharp, not shapeless. By the end, you'll know how a polo should fit in the shoulders, chest, sleeves, torso, and length. You'll understand what to avoid if you carry weight around the midsection. And you'll know how to use polos to look modern and athletic, even if you haven't seen the inside of a gym in a while. Let's start at the top, where most fit mistakes begin. Strong shoulders, strong presence. If you get one thing right with your polos, make it the shoulder fit. Nothing makes a man over 50 look sloppier than shoulder seams sliding halfway down the arm. It makes you look like you're shrinking inside your clothes. You want your polo to frame your shoulders, not swallow them. The shoulder seam should sit right at the edge of your shoulder bone. Not on your neck, not halfway to your bicep. When you look in the mirror, the seam should create a clean line from your collar down to the top of your arm. That line gives you structure and presence. If the seam is too high, creeping toward your neck, the polo is too small. You'll feel tight, and it will pull across the chest and back. If it's too low, hanging off your shoulder, you'll look like you borrowed someone else's shirt. Both extremes make you look heavier and less confident. Try this simple test. Put on a polo and raise your arms straight in front of you. If the whole shirt lifts dramatically and the seams bite into your shoulders, it's too tight. If nothing moves and the fabric hangs like a bag, it's too big. You want a small, natural movement with no pulling and no drooping. Sleeves that sharpen your arms. Most men over 50 wear polo sleeves that are way too long and wide. That extra fabric around your upper arm makes your entire torso look boxy. It hides any muscle you still have and adds visual weight where you don't want it. The right sleeve fit can instantly make your arms look stronger. Your polo sleeve should hit around mid-bicep. Not down to your elbow, not up near your shoulder like a gym tee. Mid-bicep is the sweet spot that shows the shape of your arm without trying too hard. It's clean, masculine, and flattering at any age. The sleeve opening should gently follow the shape of your arm. It should not cling and cut into your bicep, but it also shouldn't flare out. If you can fit more than 2 fingers between your arm and the sleeve, it's probably too wide. That flare is what creates that boxy dad polo look. If you have softer arms, don't panic. You don't need tight sleeves, you need controlled sleeves. Look for polos with a bit of structure in the cuff so it holds a clean line. That subtle grip makes your arms look firmer, without showing every detail. Chest, defined, not squeezed. The chest is where a lot of men over 50 go wrong with polos. Some choose a size too big to hide weight, and the fabric balloons out. Others size down to feel fitted and end up with buttons pulling and fabric straining. Both choices add years to your appearance. Your polo should follow the line of your chest without stretching. When you stand naturally, the fabric should lie flat across your pecs. No pulling at the buttons, no horizontal lines across the chest. But also no extra folds of fabric pooling under your arms. Look closely at the placket, the strip of fabric with the buttons. If it twists, curves, or pulls open when you move, the chest is too tight. If it collapses and sinks into your torso, the chest is too big. You want a straight, clean placket that stays in place when you sit, stand, and reach. If you have a stronger chest from years of training, resist the urge to size down. You look more powerful in a polo that suggests your shape rather than squeezes it. A clean drape over the chest always looks more refined than a stretched, spray-on look. Especially after 50. Torso fit, skim, don't cling. Now let's talk about the area most men are worried about, the midsection. This is where a polo can either make you look trim or highlight every extra pound. The key word for the torso is skim. Your polo should skim your body, not cling to it and not float away from it. Stand sideways in front of a mirror. If your polo is stuck against your stomach, tracing every curve, it's too tight. You'll see tension lines from your chest down to your waist. On the other hand, if the fabric falls straight down from your chest like a curtain, it's too big. That straight line adds width and makes you look heavier. You want a gentle shape through the torso. A slight suggestion of your chest narrowing into your waist, even if your waist isn't what it used to be. When you pinch the fabric at your stomach, you should get about an inch of extra material. Enough for comfort, not enough to billow. If you have a noticeable belly, avoid thick, stiff polo fabrics that tend out. A medium-weight cotton or a fine knit with a bit of stretch will drape more cleanly. The right fabric, in the right fit, will quietly smooth your shape instead of fighting it. That's how you look trim without feeling squeezed. Length that makes you look taller. Polo length is one of the most underrated fit rules for men over 50. Too long, and your legs look short and your body looks heavy. Too short, and every small movement exposes your stomach and waistband. You want a length that makes you look taller and more balanced. When you stand straight, the front of your polo should end around mid-fly. Somewhere between the top and the middle of your zipper is ideal. If it goes much lower than that, it cuts your legs visually and makes your torso look bulky. If it barely covers your waistband, it's too short. Turn to the side and look at the back. The hem should cover your backside, but not swallow it. If the back is hanging halfway down your thighs, it's dragging your whole frame down. Long, droopy polos are one of the fastest ways to look older and heavier. If your polo has a longer back tail, make sure it's not extreme. A subtle difference between front and back is fine, especially if you tuck it in with chinos or dress pants. But if the back looks like a mini dress, leave it. A clean, controlled length will always look more modern and more refined on a man over 50. Collar and neck, framing the face. Polos are powerful because of one detail, the collar. For a man over 50, the collar frames your face, your jawline, and your neck. If the collar is floppy or stretched out, everything above it looks tired. A sharp collar makes you look alert and put together. Your polo collar should stand up cleanly when worn open. It shouldn't collapse, curl, or twist. When you lay it flat, the point should sit neatly against your chest. This structure gives your upper body a sense of strength and order. Pay attention to the opening at the neck. With 2 or 3 buttons, you usually want to leave the top one open. You should see a small V at the neck, not a deep plunge. Too high and you look stiff, too low and it feels sloppy. If you have a thicker neck or some loose skin, avoid very tight, high-button polos. They can make your neck look shorter and your face fuller. A slightly open neck with a firm collar draws the eye upward. It keeps the focus on your eyes, not your neckline. That's where your authority lives. Size, fabric, and trying it on right. Even with all these rules, the reality is simple. You have to try polos on the right way. Many men over 50 grab their old size and never question it. But your body has changed, and brands fit differently. Your best polo size at 55 is not always the same as it was at 35. When you try on a polo, don't just look at yourself standing perfectly straight. Sit down, raise your arms, twist your torso. Notice if the fabric pulls across your back or clings to your stomach. A good fit works in motion, not just in a still photo. Pay attention to fabric weight. A very thin polo can cling to every line of your body and highlight areas you'd rather soften. A very thick, Heavy polo can make you look bulky. Most men over 50 look best in a medium-weight cotton or a refined knit that drapes. Once you find a brand and size that nails the shoulder, sleeve, chest, and torso fit, take note. That's your reference polo. Use it to compare future purchases, even when you're shopping online. One or two perfectly fitting polos in the right colors will do more for you than a closet full of random, boxy shirts. You've just seen 7 clear polo fit rules designed for men over 50. Shoulders that sit right on the edge of the bone. Sleeves that sharpen your arms. A chest and torso that skim your body without clinging or ballooning. And a length and collar that make you look taller, sharper, and more in control. The polo is one of the simplest pieces a man can own. But after 50, how it fits is the difference between looking invisible and looking intentional. Follow these rules,